Hey, what's going on, resellers? Welcome back to Lava City Threads. I'm Alveraz. I'm getting over a cold, so sorry about the nasally voice today. I'm a part-time clothing and shoes reseller. On this channel, I'm basically trying to reach $2,000 a week in profit. Doing this part-time, I work 3 to 5 hours a day, so I'm trying to reach $2,000 a week in profit, and I wanted to do so and share it with you guys on YouTube so I can show you guys what I'm picking up and what I'm selling, which is what we're going to do today. I'm going to go through a lot of items that I currently have listed that I've sourced over the last week or two, and then we're going to shift over and I'm going to show you what sold last week, plus get into my numbers and show you my exact profit and how that's all working so far. So let's just jump right in because we've got a lot to get through. First up, we have a little Anthropology Mauve here, and this is a blouse. It's got this kind of sheer top here, kind of a cream color. Make sure you guys are using your keywords: boho, chic, career. Here I'm using ivory and lace, it looks like. Here's the tag you're looking for. I like to make sure that I post the front, the back, and then get my measurements up there as well. I'm asking $42.97. I'll probably come in somewhere around $30 on this on an offer, I'm assuming. That's usually what happens with my Anthro and my Mauve in particular. Eileen Fisher, once again, pretty similar vein here. Asking about $38. I'll come in right around 30. This is a tunic, minimalist, low hem, organic cotton. Oh, here's an interesting one. This is a rare vintage Nike Challenge Court Andre Agassi shorts. Now, what was really strange about this, you'll see what I'm asking here, $189. I could only find 2 comps on this. I pick up a lot of Nike, and so I'm always looking for the swoosh, of course. But when you run across ones that you haven't seen before, pay extra attention, of course. And I grabbed these at it was a yard sale. No, was this a yard sale? Yeah, it was a yard sale, but I think this is the one where I was buying in bulk, right? So I just grabbed a ton of stuff and worked out a deal of like $150 to $2 an item. And when I saw this Nike, I was kind of excited because I had never seen it before, and it had this kind of stretchy piece here, and it felt like really good cotton, and it was just an interesting piece. And this was the only tag on the entire shorts. Usually, and I'll show you in upcoming Nike pieces, they have another little tag that'll give you the date and the style number to look up, but that's not what this had. So I knew I had something on my hands. Got home, checked it out, and I could only find 2 others of this exact style out there. One was going for $350 and the other one for $120. So I met it somewhere in the middle here at $190, and I just listed this. It is vintage. It is from the Nike Challenge Court Andre Agassi line. Now, interestingly enough, one of the listings that I found, the 350 ones, was listing it as Andre Agassi, and the other one that was listing at 120 was listing it for John McEnroe. So one of these two is right. And what I looked it up, I did some research on AI, and they confirmed, or AI confirmed, if you can call AI confirming anything because they're wrong half the time, said that due to the kind of geometric patterns up here, this kind of wild look up here, that it was most likely Andre Agassi. So I went with it. We'll see what happens. If you know anything about these particular shorts and the challenge line, please leave a comment below and help a brother out. Okay, but I'm going for it for 190. We'll see what happens there. Pretty cool. Keep your eye out on interesting Nike pieces. Next up, we have another Nike piece. This isn't necessarily unique in any way, but what you're trying to do with Nike, obviously, is looking at bigger NFL teams, MLB teams, Major League Baseball and football. And also, sorry, again, I'm a little sick and under the weather, so I'm trying to get through this. Also, you're looking for D1 schools, so like, UCLA, go Bruins. Oregon Ducks, boo. But anyway, Oregon Ducks here. I'm in Central Oregon, so I have to deal with it. I get a lot of Oregon Duck stuff. Here's a full zip. This is women's athletic, but if they have a really nice style to them as well, be sure to grab them. This one had this kind of nice outer mesh here. Here's the tag you're looking for with my ugly fingernail. And again, make sure you don't forget those measurements. Moving on, let's get going. Okay, so we have a vintage CC Filson. If you guys know anything about CC Filson or Filson, depending what tags you get or what year it is, I think. I don't remember. You know, sometimes they're marking their tags as CC Filson. Sometimes it's just a Filson piece. So anyway, look for both. You can pretty much pick up anything from Filson, and you're probably going to do pretty well. So make sure you're looking for those tags. This is a vintage piece, so the tags don't usually look like this, but here's what you're looking for there. As I mentioned before on several of my videos so far, I'm in Central Oregon, so hunting, outdoor stuff, fishing, I come across a lot of that. Make sure you are also exploiting whatever is happening in your area. So CC Filson and asking $48.97 there. I'll probably get asking on this one. I think I came, yeah, you can see kind of down here some other blaze orange hunting Filson jackets, and I'm right there somewhere in the middle there on that. This guy's asking for 90, this guy's asking for 47, I'm asking for 48. So I'll probably get asking on that within the next few days, I'm assuming. That's usually how fast I move Filson. Next up, now don't sleep on this brand. I don't see anybody else really talking about this brand, and I think it's kind of interesting. Tell me if you guys pick this up ever. Because I have, and I've seen reseller videos where they're, you know, flipping through the racks, you know, they're doing their live videos at Goodwill or whatever, and they're just flying by these. I sell these pretty often. Anywhere from 20 to 30 bucks usually I land them, so they're, you know, bread and butter pieces, and they sell probably anywhere between a month and 90 days, so that's not bad. This particular piece will move even a little bit faster than that because it's pretty unique. It has the penguin guy or duck guy. What is that, a duck or a penguin? I think it's a duck. Anyway, I'm not even going to try to pronounce this. Yeah, I will. I'm totally going to try to pronounce this. Fashionable. I don't know. Anyway, it is made in France. That was my poor interpretation of French. So look for this. That's not usually what the tag looks like. Maybe I have a sold one coming up in the sold, so stick around. I might be able to show you what the actual tag looks like. But look for this brand. I'm telling you, don't sleep on it. Grab it, but again, cost of goods is everything, right? My cost of goods on average is $2 right now. I happen to be getting really lucky. So it's working really well in my area. But if you have a higher cost of goods, or if you're someone who's hitting a lot of thrift stores, I don't do a lot of thrift store shopping. But if you are doing thrift stores, I wouldn't pick this up more than like $5, because even though I have this one listed at $38.97, I might get close to asking. I'll probably get 34 to 35 bucks on this. But the other ones, they're standard dress shirts. They usually have dress men's shirts. 20 to 28 bucks, something like that is what you're going to get. So you really don't want to pay more than $5 for those. Next up is a lot of 2 airy crop tops. They're a little style dependent, right? But I found 2 of these, same size. What sucks though is they were both new with tags, or I'm sorry, one of them was new with tags, had a tag on it from the store. And do you ever have this problem where you got your little snippers and you're just going and you're clipping off those old thrift store tags, and boom, you cut off a brand new tag? I did that on these, and that really sucked. I still listed them as new without tags, but it would have been a lot better if I could have listed them as new with tags. Anyway, I have them listed for $34.97. Some of these will go like in the upper 20s, so I love when I can lot them, because then I can get a good deal and move them really fast, and I only have to ship them once. So I'm down with the lots. Here's an interesting brand. I don't know if you guys are finding it. This is only like the second or third time I've ever found this brand, and it's Da Nang. I don't know much about them, so I'm not going to pretend I do, and especially with this one, I had this really kind of crappy tag that came along with it, but I remember the last 2 pieces I picked up too had these kind of really funky long tags on the inside, and then it just had an embroidery that said Da Nang. But really cool pieces, really nice embroidery. This one had some nice buttons up the sleeve here, but some of these are going, and they're moving pretty well. Anywhere from 30 to like 150 bucks. So this one had some really special attributes to it, so I went with it. Had that Henley boho peasant top look. Toad & Co., pretty bread and butter nowadays. I think these guys were was it Horny Toad? Am I making that up? I think they were Horny Toad or Horny Frog or something like that. Something Frog, I don't know. I don't know where I'm getting horny from. I think it was Horny Toad or Horny Frog. Anyway, they're Toad & Co. now. I believe they moved on to Toad & Co. So make sure you're looking for Toad & Co. This is just a simple little tank dress. It had some nice parts to it here. This kind of tiering down here. Layered tulip hem. Pretty simple piece. I think it'll go. I think I'll probably get asking there within the next month. Maybe sooner. This one my girlfriend pointed out to me and was really surprised that I had never heard of it. Sorry. I only got into selling women's stuff maybe like a year ago, so I'm getting better at it, and I'm learning how to buy on styles as well, not just brands, but this is a brand that I didn't know about, and she did, and she quickly grabbed it and said, no, you're getting this one. So, because I was like, who's Diane von Furstenberg? Anyway. Diane von Furstenberg dress, pretty simple piece. The Bridget, I believe, is what it's called. Here is, where does it say Bridget? Somewhere around here. There it is, right there. I don't know. I don't know a ton about it. Let me see. Did I get yeah, there's a tag. Diane von Furstenberg. Right now, by the way, you will see on my listings, I'm showing you the eBay ones. And here is the actual price. It's $48.97, but I have a 10% off going, 10% sale going on my store. Sorry, I'm sick. My head is just all over the place. And so this one is actually $44.07, but that's because with the 10% off sale that I got going on. Cool. Here's another anthro piece. This is the Mouillonné Soirée. I don't know. Moulinette Soars blouse. Women 2, teal lace yoke, long boho top. It's really cute. What's kind of a drag is when you get these kind of lacy see-through, like keyhole ones and what's it called, eyelet ones. When you get these kind of blouses and tops that you can see through, it's kind of a bummer because AI hasn't been strong enough yet to remove the actual background on your flat lay from it. Are you guys having the same problem? Have you found a trick at all to get rid of it? As you can see, it got rid of the flat lay in the back here, but this whole thing is actually see-through, this whole lace piece here, but there's not a whole lot you can do it. Here it is on the actual flat lay, so you can see what I'm talking about. Here's the tag you're looking for right there. Nice piece, asking $40 for it. I might get what I want on that. Here's another Free People. You might be seeing a theme here today on what I picked up recently, but I've been really attacking this kind of Free People anthro and breezy, bigger sleeve boho kind of peasant wear, lag and look stuff, and just picking up a lot of these new styles that maybe they're not new styles, but they're still trending styles. And I'm doing really well with them. I'm getting rid of them usually within 30 days. And I'm picking them up for a really great price right now. Average cost of goods, $2. So don't sleep on these. I'm sure you're not. If you're a clothing reseller and you're watching this, you're probably getting these too whenever you can, especially at a good price. Here's what you're looking for. Free People usually has the little metal piece here and a long single tag here. I learned this from somebody, I don't know who it was, but they started taking pictures with some of these bigger sleeves by kind of pulling out the sleeve and taking a picture of it. I don't know. I'm trying it. We'll see how it looks, how it works. But anyway, Free People asking $35 for it. It's on sale for $31.47. I'll probably get asking or pretty close to it. This one's a style-based pickup. Again, telling you what I'm kind of picking up right now. Some kind of really gauzy, light, airy summer stuff. Just keep in mind, after July 4th weekend, start that slow transition into fall. By August, you should really consider pumping out some of the more fall and winter pieces, especially as we get back to school. Okay, so vintage cream boho blouse, paisley lace, boho chic peasant top. I'm asking $29 for it. Who knows what I'm going to get? Style-based pickups, when they're unbranded, I never know. Sometimes I'll just jack the price up to $100 and I'll get it. Other times I'll jack the price up to $100 and end up taking an offer for $20 after it sits for 6 months. Here's a pretty cool Jack Winter piece. I don't know much about Jack Winter here, so I had to do a little bit of guesswork here. I did some research. If you do know about it, be sure to leave me some information below in the comments. But this one seemed pretty rare because I couldn't find this exact print anywhere. I looked all over the place. And the label wasn't that easy to find, but the ones I did find, they were taking in some good money. Here's one down here. Here's a Jack Winter going for 50 bucks. Anyway, that's what I'm asking for, right around 50 bucks. I really dug the polyester vibe here, the 70s kind of pointed collar, and you've got the butterfly pattern, which of course is the dopest part about the whole thing. And you can see these kind of pretty cool low set, wide sort of chore pockets there. Anyway, a really cool piece, and it was also women's, which made it even cooler. Anyway, asking 50 bucks. Let's see what I could do with that. Okay, so again, I'm in Central Oregon, so I get tons of like hunting, military, fishing. You'll always see that in my videos at some point. If you're getting these in kind of rural areas, make sure you're following me and hit me up in the comments so I can follow you if you're also going through this, because I'm still learning a lot of this kind of military field wear. I watch guys like Big Yumbo. He does a lot of videos on this stuff, and he's way better than I am at this, at identifying what's what, but I'm getting there. This is a pair of M65s, so these, I've sold several of these actually, and they usually go within a few months. Some of them go quicker than others. It kind of depends. Getting rid of these for 40 bucks. Picked them up at this was actually a storage unit. A storage unit on a garage sale, like a garage sale day, going out garage and yard sales. My area is just packed with them, and so that's always really great for me in the spring and summer months, because I can get all my fall stuff pretty much packed up in my garage space. So that way they're ready to go come August when I start listing all that stuff. And so during the summer, people are always unloading off all of their camo, military, hunting, and fishing stuff. And so I go pick it up. And this guy had an entire storage unit of it. Here's a true spec. Here's the label you're looking for. Do your research on it. These don't move super fast, but they do move. And I will usually get, 30 to 40 bucks on their jackets. Here we go, we got some Pilcrow. I'm using the word butter on this one. I don't know, I see the arguments out there on the butter thing. If you should be using it, shouldn't be using it, when to use it, what kind of butter, what's yellow, what's butter. I don't know, I went with butter, whatever. Button fly cuff, casual, summer. I'll probably get around 20 bucks on this. It's starting to get a little late. Most folks already have their shorts ready to go for the summer, but Pilcrow, Here's a lot of 2J crews. These were really had a nice feel to them, and they were in really great condition. Newer J Crew labels, as you can see here, and an ivory one and a black one. Again, whenever you can lot these pieces up, go for it. Saves you time, and you get usually you can get a pretty fast response, especially if it's on a couple nice pieces like this. Asking 40 bucks for it. I'll probably get asking or close to it within the next week or two. Another anthro. This is Mermaid. I don't see this one very often. I don't know if you guys do, but there's the label there. Here, I'll get a little bit closer there for you. It took me a minute to kind of find this, but Mermaid is one of Anthro's lines too, or is sold in Anthro at some point. I don't know a ton about them, so I'm not going to pretend I do, but I'm going for about 33 bucks on these. I've seen them upwards of $50, depending what they are, but this had a really nice floral pattern too to it. Oh, that's kind of interesting that this has these kind of thumb holes, but those can't be thumb holes, right? Unless you have incredibly short arms. So what's going on there? I don't know. Maybe it's just a nice little attribute, a little hit there. That's pretty cool. But anyway, it was a pretty top, so I'm going for it. We'll see what happens. 35 bucks. Look out for anything Anthro, honestly. Here's another Anthro Maeve. Maeve pants. If you can find Maeve pants, especially these kind of vegan leather, faux leather, yeah, wide leg, high rise, especially in the bigger sizes, go for it. They sell pretty well, so I've sold these before and sold them pretty quick. So these will probably go within the next week or two, and I'll probably get close to asking. Cool. And before we jump into my profit for the week and what I sold, here's the final piece that I wanted to show you that I picked up, another We the Free People. That's another part of Free People. Here's a tag you're looking for. Just a nice little olive green ribbed boho casual sleeveless tank. Okay, moving on. Let's get to the numbers and what sold. Over the last 7 days, I listed 219 pieces. I'm currently going for 30 a day, 30 a weekday, listing 30 items every weekday and 10 on the weekends. So beat that this last week. That's about 170. I listed about 219. Sold about 76 pieces. And as I mentioned at the top of this video, my profit goal by the end of the year is to make $2,000 a week in profit, okay? Right now I'm at 1,439 last week. The week before I was right around, I think, 1,300. I don't know, you have to go back and check the last video. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Go back, watch those old videos. You'll actually watch how every week the business has grown since I started this channel. We were doing like $800 profit when we started a couple months back after rebuilding my store, and now we're working our way up. So we're headed in the right direction toward that $2,000 a week profit. I don't know how you guys are doing on Depop lately, but Depop's been picking up for me. 6 sold on Mercari, 23 sold on Poshmark, and 26 sold on Depop. So Depop leads the way this week, and 21 sold on eBay. I have a profit floor of $15 per item, meaning that's as low as I want to go. I don't want to buy anything where I don't want to pick anything up or source any items that I know I won't get at least $15 profit on. And if I am getting $15 profit on it, it's not something I want to sit on. So I want to make sure that's an item that I can move fast, right? That's kind of stuff that over on Depop I do really well at, but it has dropped my profit. Last week, we were probably at about $21 or $22 average profit. This week, we're at $18.94. So there has been some touching of that $15 floor of mine on that profit. One of the reasons that's happening right now is I'm taking a lot of offers, especially over on Depop right now. And I'm noticing a trend. There definitely is a correlation between accepting more offers and getting more offers. So theoretically, the idea is you have a shopper out there who, let's say, this shopper typically makes offers, and then when accepted, he'll buy that item. Well, logic dictates that Depop is going to connect sellers who accept offers with those buyers, right? I'm noticing a correlation because I'm starting to take a lot more offers. I'm not just taking lowball offers. Now, I've made a set price. Right now, I'm taking offers as low as 20% off whatever I'm listing it at, right? So I will list it a little bit higher in order to take offers down 20%. I'll simply, if I get an offer for $100, I'll put in $100 times 0.80, and that'll give me my 20% off price, which is my floor. And if they're either above it or below it, will dictate whether or not I'll accept the offer or not. I'm not turning down offers. I will just do a response to them and keep giving. If they keep offering, I'll keep giving them that 20% bottom. That's as far as I'll go. And I'm just noticing that with Depop buyers, they're taking it. A lot of them are taking it. And now Depop is just shooting me offers. I'm not kidding, guys. Like once an hour, I'm getting an offer from Depop. Okay, so get those offers going. Start accepting offers over there. And as you might know, Depop has incredibly low fees. Out of all the platforms on Nifty anyway, they have the lowest fees. You're only getting charged like a transaction fee, actually. So I don't know how Depop's making money, but I'm making money off Depop. So let's keep that going. Typical average sale price right now, this last week was $23. The profit was right around $18.94. Again, I know these are kind of lower items, but as you'll see right here, total profit is still up. It's still going up at $1,400. As I move into fall, which is going to start happening after the July 4th weekend, these numbers will significantly increase. So I knew this was going to kind of happen right now as we tail end into summer and the end of summer, because I'm going to start discounting. I'm going to start taking offers on kind of these summer, spring items. And now I want to start getting rid of those and start thinking about fall. So as I enter fall, I'm going to start putting those pieces in. My fall and winter items, as you know, they go for more money. So my sale price will significantly increase, and so will my profit. So I'm not that worried about that. What I'm worried about is, can I stay consistent here? I'll take some ups and downs with my total profit every week, but I want it to consistently grow. Okay, here we go, onward. Let's take a look at what's sold. Here's some very simple bread and butter stuff here. Nike quilted diamond pocket men fleece joggers, right? So don't overlook this kind of stuff. Just some simple joggers that you find out there, especially if they've got some interesting hits or interesting patterns, like some quilted patterns here. Don't pass up on Nike joggers. They usually do pretty well, and you're usually looking at, if you can get them for pretty cheap, under $5, you'll get that quick $15 profit on those. And there's that little tag that I was talking about earlier, guys. I think it's this here, these 6 numbers here, this 6-digit style code here will give you exactly what you're looking at, so that way you can do better comps. And I believe up here is the date, so I think these are 2014. I could be wrong on that. I'll have to double check that again. And anyway, those sold for $26.97. I had those listed for 21 days. I took an offer for $24 on those. Next up, we have a t-shirt, Fred Perry t-shirt. I don't know if you know anything about Fred Perry, but it was kind of interesting finding this. I found this, I think, a couple times over the last few years, but Fred Perry always gives me it's kind of a bittersweet thing, because it brings back good memories of punk rock days in the late 80s and early 90s. I'm not going to give you an old man story here, but, well, maybe kind of. But back then, there was a lot of, in my area, I grew up in San Diego, in the late 80s and early 90s, and we had a really big punk and skinhead scene going on down there. And a lot of the skinheads wore Fred Perry back there, and they had the little braces here and the oxblood Doc Martens. And, you'd go to shows. I wasn't a skinhead, wasn't my thing, but I was into punk rock back then, and you'd get in the pit and, do all that stuff, and skinheads would give you the bloody noses. But anyway, they wore Fred Perry. So I thought it was kind of interesting. Every time I run across Fred Perry, I don't really know what the connection is there. I don't know if it means anything. You guys can look that up in your punk rock skinhead history. Here's the tag you're looking for, but it still sells. And here's what's kind of funny is I sold this to a guy, and I was really eager to see who was going to buy it. And I checked out his profile. Now, he was older like myself, so probably in his 50s. But he had a bald head, and he had just a look about him, right? So I'm kind of wondering if he was some old burnout skinhead. Anyway, moving on. So I put that for $30, got $30 on it. And that moved in just a matter of days. Yeah, 5 days. Sold it in 5 days. So look out for Fred Perry. Next up, ASOS? I don't know. ASOS. Probably ASOS. Edelstoff lightweight cycling jacket. Again, I'm in Central Oregon, and we have a lot of outdoor activities out here. So cycling, hiking, fishing, hunting. And we have some really great flat roads with lots of really beautiful conifers surrounding them. So I get a lot of cyclists, so I get a lot of cycling gear. Always looking at cycling gear. There are definitely several brands you want to look at that are good, some that aren't. I have a video on that actually a couple weeks ago, so be sure to subscribe and check that out, where I go over a lot of different brands of cycling jerseys. But that's not what the video is about. It's a what sold video, but within that video, I go over that. This particular brand isn't that easy to find, but when I do see it, grab it right away, because these are one of the ones that's really sought after. So be sure to check these ones out. Where's the tag? Here's the tag here. And here we have some Troy Lee designs. And this is similar to the cycling thing for like motocross, cycling, and more bike related enthusiasts. I pick up anything Troy Lee designs, and I usually am able to flip it pretty fast. What I get rid of these for. That ASOS, I think it's ASOS idle stuff. I'm still like a man-child. I'm just giggling when I say the word ass still. Jesus. Okay, Troy Lee Designs. They sold in 3 days. and I got 30 bucks for them, so I got asking on those. And when you get cycling gear or motocross stuff or anything with like padded interiors, take pictures of the padding. Take pictures of the insides, because people will ask, and I get that question a lot, like, show me the picture of the inside, because these can be a mess sometimes. So make sure you're doing that. This one was pretty brand new. Next up, some Dansko Paisley hiking sneakers. That was kind of interesting. I've picked up Dansko before, right? It's pretty bread and butter. You can usually get 20 to 30 bucks for those and get it pretty quick, you know, like their clogs and stuff like that. Well, if you get the right pattern and they're really good condition and you pick them up for cheap. But I had never seen, I've never picked up Dansko in a hiking form before. So what do you know? Picked up these here. Dansko, let's see how long I was holding on to them for. These sold in 22 days for $34. So I did get asking for that. Here's sort of what you're looking for in Danskos. And these were the hiking sneakers. So cool. What do you know? And here's some Duluth Alaskan hard gear base layers. And I caught 2 of them. This was part of that same sale where that gentleman was selling his military and hunting gear and so forth. These sold same day. So who knows? I may have got sniped here. But listed these for $29.97 and I took a $26 asking on this. Only paid a couple bucks for these, so no big deal. Nice flip. But this is an interesting line I've never seen by Duluth called Alaskan Hard Gear. And I don't even think I saw it in the tag. Yeah, okay, here it is. Here's the tag here, Alaskan Hard Gear. But, you know, with my failing eyes, I didn't read the Duluth thing until I actually comped them and noticed that people were putting Duluth in there. So that is one of their lines. Be sure to take a look at that if you find it out there. Here's some Clarks. I'm pretty picky with Clarks. I don't know about you guys, because they don't sell that great, but they do sell, right? So they have that kind of bread and butter appeal. But if you don't have the storage for it or the inventory availability, I would be very careful when picking up Clarks. But if you find some like this, right? This one had a lot going for it. It had the suede, burgundy. They were in excellent condition, and I picked them up for $2. Pick them up. And here they are. Here's a little couple pictures of those. Size here. Was it a good size? Oh, is it okay size? Yeah. Anything over like 6.5, 7 is usually a pretty good size for women's shoes. Or I do pretty well with them anyway. Asked 46 and I think I got 46. Let's take a look. And yes, I got $46 for them. They sold in 21 days. Not a bad pickup. Here's some Rock Revivals with, were they flat pockets? No, yeah, they were flat pockets. So you're looking for those kind of flap pockets with the, if you can find the ones with like the fleur-de-lis or some kind of really cool pattern on the back, you usually get rid of these pretty well. These are the Heathers. Easy straights. They don't do as well as like the boot cuts, but they still do pretty well. And I got rid of these in just 22 days. So keep a look out there for Rock Revival, which you guys probably already are. Everybody knows about Rock Revival. At least you should. This one's kind of cool. It's a ghillie hat by Rancho Safari. And you can't really see the ghillie hat. The actual ghillie hat's under here, see? But made in USA, Rancho Safari. They have all that kind of shredded stuff for hunting, for hunting folks. I don't know. I thought it was a really cool piece. Got rid of it for $44. And within 6-7 days, I believe. Yeah, got rid of it in 3 days for $44.07. So I got asking on that one. Pretty cool pickup. J. Jill, pretty bread and butter for me. Hope you guys are picking this stuff up. It is kind of style dependent, and I don't think it's doing as great as it used to, but I can still get 20 to 30 bucks on this, especially if you're picking it up for under $5. I picked this up for $2. Here's the tag. Pretty simple stuff. I think this one might have been silk. Yeah, silk, tall, purple. If you can get that kind of, if you can get something like a hit, like a roll tab. Here, did I focus in on the roll tab at all? No, I didn't, but there it is right there. You can see that button here. That is the roll tab. So any kind of little extra fun stuff you can find on J. Jill, it just helps you out. So asked for 31, got 31, sold it in 15 days. Here we got some Born women's brown boots. And these are the Borda knee-highs, the riding boots. I get a lot of riding boots out here, a lot of riding boots. So make sure you're picking them up, especially if they have things like, the buckle accents and the nice long zippers in there in decent condition. But if you can get these in pretty decent condition, you can do pretty well. Born, like Dansko and those couple of the other brands that we just went through, I sell pretty often, pretty consistently. These are kind of consistent women's shoes that you can pick up for the right price. Again, you got to get them under, I don't know, under $6 in pretty decent condition, and you can usually get rid of them for anywhere from 20 upwards of $50, especially if they're, all leather and boots. And here's Air Blaster Classic Ninja Suit. Like I know what that is. Anyway, this is, apparently this is for snowboarding. I picked up a couple of these from a snowboarder who lives down the street from me. He was just getting rid of a bunch of stuff. And this was one of the pieces he gave me, and I thought it was really neat. But anyway, it was right for somebody, not for me. But you can see here, it's kind of these thermals, right, that snowboarders wear under their gear or whatever. But who knew? I got rid of them for $60, and I think it only took me like a month or two. Let's take a look. Got rid of them in 26 days for $66, so I did get asking again on this. I'm not showing you all of what's sold under $20. I do have a lot of that $15 to $20 stuff too that's sold that I was taking offers on. I'm trying to show you some of the bigger stuff so you can keep your eyes out when you're outsourcing. But if you see Air Blaster Classic Ninja Suit stuff out there, be sure to get it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you got anything out of this, please subscribe for me and like this video, and I will catch you soon for another one. Thanks, guys. Ciao for now. Bye-bye.